Hi everyone, it's Nancy back with another layout for you. Here I am just going through my supplies. I've got some of the new Stampin' Up inks. This layout is going to have 3 4x6 photos on. I'm trying to do layouts with a few more photos. In my 100 subby giveaway, I think it was Cindy that mentioned about doing some multiple photo layouts. It is something I do, so Cindy, here's one you'll see where I'm using 3 photos on. I'm just going through the Amy Tangerine cut and paste paper pad, just finding something that I'm going to use this piece as my background paper. And you see I'm just lining my photos up there down one side. That's a bit of cut and paste that I used on a previous layout. The colours match quite well, so just cutting down a few of those to make border strips. Excuse me. So yeah, just planning where my photo's going. And these are 3 photos from my Scotland holiday that I took in 2012 of the beautiful sunsets. Here I am just cutting one of the cut apart sheets up from Amy Tangerine, and I actually use this journaling card there, which is where I will eventually journal on, and I will create my cluster around that. Just grab my holder there to find my scalpel. What I'm actually going to do is cut around this heart, and then I'm going to stick my journaling card underneath it. I'd seen people do this before, and actually thought it was a good idea because I didn't want to lose this, but actually the position it was kind of in the way. So I'm just cutting around it really badly with the blunt knife straight onto my desk, which is not the best plan. So as you'll see, that just fits in well there. I decide that I'm going to do some stamping. These are the studio stamps from I can't remember the name. It's someone who works at Ranger. I can't remember what it was. So these came in sort of a 2-pack. So you get the foam stamps and then you get the rubber stamps. So I'm just using these to create some background texture. As per normal, most of this will be covered up. I really like these kind of odd sort of circle stamps. It looks a bit like confetti, so it's quite nice. I'm just using the different stamps. That's a sort of, I think it might be called Blushing Bride or something. It's quite a pale pink. This is a turquoise colour. And then I'm going to use, I think this is slate grey or something, so I'm going to use one of the rubber stamps just to create another texture over the top. So I'm just stamping in those places across the layout. Just going to add some of my favourite gold mist over the top. Again, most of this ends up being covered up. And using some of my Route 66 mist. So yeah, just putting these stamps away. As I say, I haven't used the dress form or any other ones. I intend using the background stamps on these. Okay, so now I'm just going to stick my border strips down. This was again a very quick layout. This took me about 40 minutes. So yeah, I mean, as I said previously, when I do layouts with sort of multiple photos, and that takes up a lot of the page, there's very little embellishing to do. There I actually got mist on that photo, so you can see me trying to rub that off. So just putting my border strips down either side of the photo. Because these are all from the same collection, the orange of the journaling card is picked up with the orange stripe on the other side. And I say, just tucking that beneath the heart there, and I'm really happy with how that effect goes. Yeah, and as I say, the colours in the photos are quite muted as well. So here I am just using an old washi tape from my stash. It's sort of a pale grey grid effect on it. So I'm just putting that on the layout. So now I'm starting to look at what embellishments I'm going to add. Deciding if I want another piece of washi tape on there. So I know I do end up moving those later on in the layout. Okay, here is a small sticker. I mean, this is a My Mind's Eye sticker. It's been in my stash for a long time. You've seen me previously pull out that, so I've just cut that up, cut off the excess where it overlaps, and that's kind of going to make sort of two separate layouts, two separate clusters on the layout. I do apologise, it's quite late here, but I really wanted to get this video narration done because I've got quite a hectic week at work. So it's a Sunday evening when I'm recording this, so I do apologise if I'm sounding a little bit tired. Here I am going through my doily stash, and I've gone with a pale pink doily. So as per normal, that's going to get added, cut up and added to the layout. So here I am just peeling up the washi tape and peeling up all the different layers here, trying to see where I can get it to stick in. As I say, it's quite, there's not much room over that side, so, but I feel it just needs to have a little something. And say there's nothing major in that part of the photo, so just adds a little bit of detail and goes with the kind of diagonal sort of look across the page there. So here I am with the chipboard frames, determined to get them more use out of these on the layout. So here you can see I'm just trying to work out what ones to use and where. You can see they're all different sizes, so I actually end up doing something very similar to the previous layout I used these on, where they go off the edge. So as you can see, I've still got quite a lot left there to use. Okay, I've now decided that I'm going to ink these up, so I just press them onto the Stampin' Up ink pad. It actually is a lot darker than I wanted, but it does lighten up, and sort of when the layout's finished you'll see that it has lightened as it's sort of soaked in and dried out. I decide to just add a little bit of sparkle over these. As you can see there, I haven't actually washed my brush out since the last time I used it, and I've actually used it on my white Dylusions, so that helped a bit in lightening the colour, sort of an unintentional happy accident there. So yeah, just painting them up in the gold, just say lightening that colour up. Again, this is ideally where I need my heat gun, and as I have my ink out, I've just added some more on each of the clusters there. So here I am doing the finger tapping thinking, as you'll often see me do. Here I pull out these are some Studio Calico, and they're the sort of weather sort of themed one, and so they've got these lovely clouds in. So I pull 3 of those out, and some matching stars, so I'm just going to build those into my clusters. I actually do end up moving one of those up to the top cluster there. I think they just go really well with this layout, because the lovely setting skyline. These photos were actually taken on my iPhone on a moving coach. I was so pleased how they turned out. It was a beautiful sunset, but we were on a coach and we weren't able to stop. So I mean, at the time I had an iPhone 4S and just held it up to the glass of the coach, and I was so pleased how they turned out. As I say, you wouldn't think that they were iPhone photos, I do now have the 5S, and I am absolutely amazed with the photos that I get on that. So here I am just adding those chipboard frames over, and I say I tucked one of those under that top cluster there, and just now sticking the little wood veneers down as well. I'm just lifting up that washi tape there because where I've tucked the chipboard frame under it is raised up, so I'm just going to put a little bit of foam tape under there, just for when I do my journaling and it's laying in my layout, that it doesn't get crushed down. Just using my glue here to stick down the edges of the photos, trying to get that little cloud to stick there, but where it's laying over the chipboard it's not worked too well. So this is part of the cut apart sheet from the Maggie Holmes flea market collection. This has been laying on my desk for several layouts now. So that green one says "What a Wonderful World," I believe. As I said, because the sunset was so stunning, I just felt that it was really fitting. Here I am moving that piece of washi tape that I'd just pulled up and put down again, and I actually end up tucking that just behind that cluster there. And that is the great thing about washi tape after all. Again, just looking at this cut apart sheet, seeing what else, what other words fit with this layout. I want to add one to each cluster if I possibly can. So just seeing if that works. So I'm just tucking that one down on top of the frame. As I said, where I put the frame there, ideally I needed to just use a bit of silicone glue there. And off camera here I'm just cutting out another one of the words. This one's to go in the top cluster. And that one says "Joy," I believe, and that's just going to go off the edge, so I'll cut that off. That just fits in there really well, just using my poker tool to tuck it under. And then there was a little bit there, and that says "Love." It's got kind of bright pink on it, but it wasn't too overpowering, so that just fits in really nicely there as well. So just cutting that excess off, and I believe I'm now going to start thinking about my title. So just going through my thicker stash. Oh no, I am just putting a little bit of foam tape behind there. Okay, I think I'm not quite sure what I am doing now. I think I am getting my thickers, yeah. These are the Dear Lizzie thickers, I believe. So I'm just going to pull my title off. Originally I was going to put my title up at the top of the journaling card there. My title is just quite simply Sunsets. So I'm actually sticking it on the plastic bag there that the thickers are in. Well, excuse me there if you heard me yawn, I do apologise. So yeah, just sticking my title down. I actually move it to say down to the bottom cluster there. And then it overslaps ever so slightly. Oops, I missed the S off the end there. Just overlaps them with the photo, so it just brings that bottom cluster in all together. And so this is quite a muted and pale layout compared to some of my brighter ones, but the colours of the photo were quite serene and peaceful, so I wanted to just echo that. So yeah, that is sort of coming up to the end of the layout now. I don't think there's much else to add there. So as you can see, as I say, it's a bit of a different layout to I normally do. It's using 3 photos. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will put some close-ups of this layout after. So thank you very much, and see you again soon. Bye!